Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. The prequel to Super Mario 3D World came to the director of the game in a dream, the idea for the basic gameplay mechanics, but it took years to develop into what we see here or what we first saw in Mario 3D World, but then fully evolved into this here. The idea came originally because the director saw 3D games playing inside of 3D environments was challenging to some players. So he wanted to create small, boxed in, but fully 3D environments that were easy to navigate and manipulate, but offered up interesting challenges based on the environments and the constraints, gameplay constraints. So we have this game which, to my taste, I'm a puzzle fan, of course a Nintendo fan. This game feels like a very high quality, excellently produced realization of a new game type. So let's take a look at some of the art here in the cover. We could start up here with Wingo, our main big bad boss. And he or she, maybe it's a she, got some what could be considered some shall we say, extravagance going on, but interesting thing about Wingo is the feather in the turban is the feather from Super Mario World, the cape power-up. And if you'll notice the turban and the jewel in the forehead, also the director of this game considered Toad's mushroom head or hat. It's a head, right? Like the mushroom is actually his head, like his brain, skull is the shape of the mushroom. Anyhow, the director of the game thought that Toad looked like he was wearing a turban, and so you will see Arabian type flourishes throughout this game. In the art direction, Wingo's turban, for example, but also some levels are very heavily influenced by what you would think of when you think Arabian Nights type. And those levels are gorgeous. And the music is fantastic, and the lighting is great. The puzzles are fun. Good stuff. Of course, you got some coins. Collecting coins in this game feels great. The sound effects are wonderful. We've got the pickaxe, which acts a lot like the hammer in the old Mario game with Donkey Kong. He's throwing a turnip, Super Mario Brothers 2 style, and look at the facial expressions on our guy. Happy there, earnest there, falling down there, yelling. It looks like he's bouncing down the stairs, actually. That looks like it hurt. Earnestly climbing the ladder. He's about to get the stars, so maybe he's happy he's climbing the ladder. Totally pumped, flying out of that cave on the minecart. And the minecart levels are a lot of fun. I don't know. I'm not sure my face looked exactly like that when I played the minecart levels, but probably pretty close. And then you have them down here. Let's just do this. Running away from Dragodon with a gem in his hand, and he's bugging out. Dragodon is another one of the bosses in the game, but he's already got the bump on his head, so he should be passed out, but he's a new character introduced into the Mario universe in this game, Captain Toad. So was Wingo. Wingo is new to the Mario universe as of this game. Wingo, I think, has not appeared in any other game yet. But Dragodon has in Paper Mario Color Splash for the Wii U. Dragodon makes an appearance. The Bitty Buds, who have been in multiple games by now, and who I think are hilarious carts in Mario Kart 8. I don't know if they were in any earlier Mario Karts. Let me know. But there they are. I love how in Mario Kart 8 when you get airborne the wings flap. Toadette, which unfortunately, if you look, this is the only place she is on the cover. And she features a lot more prominently in the game than the cover depicts. I think she should be bigger or have more of her on the cover because she's a pretty significant part of the game. Playable for a good portion. And our Captain Toad. The headlamp, which actually is useful in the game. Against boos, of course. But also is a problem. It can cause problems. And this is a good story. When you beat all the levels in the game and get all the gems, show you a gem right here. Oh, you saw the gem down here. When you get all the gems and you finish all the bonus objectives for every level in the game, then you open up the very last level, which is Mummy Me Maze Forever. Something like that. Mummy Me Maze Forever. And that level is a beast. Level is very hard. And I died a lot trying to beat that level. But then I learned that, well, I knew from earlier in the game, but I had forgotten that you can use the gamepad screen and tap on enemies to kind of stun them. And in Mummy Maze Forever, that last level, you need to do that. I didn't do it the rest of the game, so I forgot until Mummy Maze Forever. Then it came in handy. Because that level is long and it's a beast. So that helped, but there was one other tactic that was really useful, was to turn off your headlamp. If you turn off your headlamp, you actually would not alert enemies to your presence before you were fully in front of them. Otherwise, they could see the light from your headlamp and start chasing you. So, check out this disc art. Really neat little details. Looks like he's ready for adventure, man. And look, you can see the detail in his mushroom skull. It's like textured. That's the art if you have the opportunity to look very closely at Nintendo's 3D character models lately, like online. They put a lot of detail in if you look really closely. And of course, the kind of useless paperwork. So what I did to finally beat Mummy Maze Forever, because it's hard to control Toad and do the stuff on the gamepad screen at the same time, is I had my daughter sit in my lap, and she would do the stuff on the screen while I would do the stuff with the analog stick and buttons. And together, we played that level together, I don't know how many times. Took many times, but we eventually got so good together and learned how to communicate so well that we finally beat that level. And when we beat that level, it was like we were jumping up and down and yelling and swinging around and twirling around. It was the best. We finally beat Captain Toad together after a lot of hard work. He's got a lot of personality, and that was important to the director of the game. He pushed really hard through the development to make sure there's a lot of personality in Captain Toad, and it shows. This game is just brimming with personality. There's another new enemy introduced to the Mario universe, Flapdoors, introduced through this game. And Captain Toad cannot jump because his backpack is too heavy. The director said that his backpack is full with the imagination of all the players. And so there's so much that it weighs Captain Toad down. Oh, that's another new enemy to the the Mario universe. Stumpers. They're safe to walk on top of, as you see Toadette here deftly handling them. But you don't want to get hit by them on the side. There's some level models. They considered making this game a storybook that Rosalina would read. And at the end you would see Rosalina reading the book, right? The story. But it turned out that this was a prequel to Mario 3D World. And that's explained through the game eventually when you play it. This is the first game that my youngest daughter wanted to buy with her own money. Up until this game, we just buy the game. She never thought of buying or where the games come from, really, I guess. But when I showed her trailers for this game, she happened to have just gotten the gift of $20 gift card to Amazon gift certificate. And the game costs more than that, but we found a copy on Amazon Warehouse. And you can use Amazon gift cards on Amazon Warehouse. So you see this. I don't know if that came through the mail. I got this little crease. Or if that was, because of Amazon Warehouse before. But we got the game for less than $25 on Amazon Warehouse. And it became a family favorite instantly. Everyone fell in love with this game. We've drawn many pictures of Toad since then. My daughters have built little forts around the house like the levels and dressed up like Toad and Toadette. And they quote the stuff that Toad and Toadette say in the game all the time. It's good fun. such a good game. Anyways, thanks for hanging